This is a secure area. No prisoners may pass. Prisoners are not allowed in this area. Do not try my patience. Prisoners are not allowed in this area. Prisoners are not allowed. Prisoners are not allowed.
You are quiet. Have you lost your tongue?
Nothing to say.
Well, this is going to be an awfully long journey if we must endure your pouting.
No longer than putting up with your pointless chatter.
Hey, great leader! Why did you ask this wet rag to join us?
Be quiet. The next Morden Tower lies ahead.
So it does. Those Morden will rue the day I joined this group.
I can think of one half-giant who already does.
You must have been roughed up pretty bad. Yes, we're rather... Back again. Please, don't... again.
Watch your step, prisoner. There are many creatures in the jungle who would sooner bite you than avoid you, dryads included. Do not hope to find a friendly face there. The plague is not a respecter of persons.
Greetings. Would you like an item enchanted today?
What are you doing out of the prison ward? You should not be wandering around here.
Back again.
Greetings.
Welcome to Bernard.
Greetings. Would you like an item enchanted today? Or perhaps you have found some of the ingredients for my salve. Wonderful. These look to be in perfect condition. Here you are. 1 vial of Lumilla's salve. Greetings. Would you...
Don't let this calm fool you.
you're not dead. I know, we saw the smoke.
Enough, Celia. Set the prisoner free.
This one deserves our gratitude, not our distrust.
Valda's forces were on the verge of overwhelming us. I do not need to tell you of the cruelty they inflicted on our people.
What will stop this prisoner from going straight to Valdis and informing him of the sorry state of our defenses?
This one has killed too many Morden. Valdis would never welcome such a person back into his army. The Resistance is in desperate need of such a warrior. I ask you to put an end to this cruelty, Celia.
Very well. I can see no reason to restrain you further. Somehow, you have earned not only Amron's trust, but that of these two as well. Go to the Great Hall. There, you will find a sister named Tar. She will remove your ring, and she will give you your things. And your medallion.
You will now be more welcome in the village, I expect. Tar can help you on your first leg of the journey home.
Watch your step carefully, stranger. You know that I will.
Be on your guard, friend. Valdis will have heard of your attacks. He will want to exact his vengeance.
Take the lift across to the next terrace. Walk through the merchant shop's building and take the southeast lift across to the Terrace of Wisdom. The Great Hall will be directly in front of you, and you can find Tar inside.
I hate this wretched jungle. The dampness sucks the energy right out of me.
You've certainly convinced me of your worth. I wish you the best on your journey home, friend.
I fear it will be a long and bloody time before we are free of this Morden scourge. I feel as if the sun has gone behind a cloud.
Hello. Looks like we'll be here for a while. Might as well be friendly. You and everyone else who got in their way. I suppose once they took the temple, they considered us expendable. Yes, that cursed Valdis. Now we're stuck in some tree, imprisoned by walking foliage. How dare they abandon us? Huh, I suppose you could call it that. I've tried to tell them to let me out, but they're a stubborn lot. Oh well, I can wait for them to see sense. Well, I doubt it.
As soon as I get out of here, these tree dwellers will feel the...
Prisoners only speak to the warden.
Morden scum, leaving me to rot.
Morden wretches, abandoning their own troops.
If you want to see your beloved medallion again, go to the Great Hall and speak with Tar. If you want...
Please, don't bother me.
Back again? I still have a few remnants in stock just for...
Greetings. Would you...
Whatever errands the warden is having you run must be dangerous. I might have a few potions left I can part with.
As long as our walls remain, all may seek shelter here.
Back to browse my fine assortment of reagents.
I would like to be a
You have honored my family, friend. Speak to Hesla if you are willing to help us further.
I thank you for coming to my aid. I am not sure if Haran could have defeated so many Haku single-handedly, but your presence seemed to scare them off in time. Yes, he was the one who tried to save me from the usurper's knife when you arrived. They were planning to sacrifice me to their gods. I've been trying to convince my mother of what happened, but she is being stubborn again and will not listen.
As if the Morden Scourge is not enough. Half of the town has shown signs of plague. We were forced to send the victims to an exile colony, else the infection may reach epidemic proportions. Such a horrible disease, and none seem to have any ideas to a cure. Morden weapons seem to have been designed to inflict painful, festering wounds. I only wish their weaponsmiths were less skilled in their deadly work.
I thank you for coming to my aid. Yes, he was the one who...
My thanks. Your bravery has saved my daughter. I cannot think of what might have happened had you not found her when you did. May all Haku rot forever. Please, take this with my gratitude. Tansy has told me of her terrible time with the Haku. If it happened as she said, and one attacked another, then now is the time to strike. The time to defeat the Haku is now. If they are fighting amongst themselves, they will be distracted and open to attack.
Wait, Mother, you are mistaken. Brave stranger, it is not as my mother believes. I was speaking to the one you saw when you arrived. His name is Haran, and you will want to hear what he has said before you obey my mother's wishes. Haran is the son of the Haku High Priest. His father was overthrown by a Haku usurper priest, the very one who appeared in the cave after Haran freed me. Haran's father had always encouraged the Haku to live in peace with us, but the usurper is allied with the Morden. We need to help Haran's father restore peace before it's too late. He is hiding in a cave in the jungle.
Tansy, that is enough! Child, you have had a great trauma. You must rest now, and leave these worrying matters to your elders. You must seek out this Haran and the Haku High Priest and defeat them. The sooner the treacherous Haku are gone from the island, the sooner I can be at peace. Good. If Tansy has not imagined all of this, You will surely find this Huron creature without too much difficulty. There are not so many caves in the southern jungle, but be on your guard all the same. Tansy thinks that Huron creature can be found in a cave within the southern jungle, along with his father, the High Priest. Find them and kill them before they kill us. I cannot rest until I see proof of their death. Tansy thinks that
Tansy said the Haku infidels can be found in a cave within the southern jungle. Find them and kill them before they kill us.
This is wrong. Please do not listen to my mother. Once she has made up her mind, she will not change it, despite what may or may not be true. But you, please give Haran a chance to explain things when you find him. Do you know where you are going?
Sweet lad, have you encountered a war pedestal before? War pedestals are rather useful relics from an age long past. Unknown to many, they house magic that those with good hearts can use to instantly recover their powers. The origin of the war pedestals remains shrouded in mystery. These strange monuments are scattered throughout the ruins of Arana and are avoided by most travelers, whether by ignorance or superstition. I am not certain. To activate a war pedestal, direct a party member of your choice to attack it. This will release the pedestal's magic, and that party member will instantly recover his powers and will be able to use them again immediately. Greetings! Are you still curious about war pedestals?
Our friends on the mainland will trade for our weavings, but when trouble besets us, they are nowhere to be found. They promised they would send soldiers to help, but we've learned that their promises are worth nothing. These Morden invaders are much more frightening than the trickster Haku. Even though the forest folk can't be trusted, at least they're small enough to throttle. Our friends on the mainland will Watch your step, prisoner. There are many creatures in the jungle who would sooner bite you than avoid you, dryads included. Do not hope to find a friendly face there. The plague is not a respecter of persons. Watch your step. I don't know why they're letting someone like you run around uncaged. If I were the warden, well, just be thankful I'm not. Watch your step. I always thought that the sharp rocks lining our coast would be more than enough defense against invaders. It seems the Morden are as resourceful as they are ugly.
Greetings. I can tell you how to get quests, if you're interested. As you travel through Arana, you may meet people who have colored icons over their heads. I would advise speaking to any of these people as soon as you see them. People who have colored exclamation points over their heads have quests for you. People who have colored question marks over their heads have new quest information. People who have gray question marks over their heads also have new quest information, but they are waiting for you to do something first. Greetings. Are you still curious?
Our friends on the mainland will trade for our weavings, but when trouble besets us, they are nowhere to be found. They promised they would send soldiers to help, but we've learned that they're... I don't know why they're letting someone like you run around...
I hear that I am to set you free. What a pleasure to be taking someone's ring off for a change. I imagine you've had quite enough of Celia. Here's what is left of your gear. Those engravings on your medallion are unusual. I've never seen anything like them.
Bite marks. Those are animal bites on the mercenary's arm.
What? Oh no. Step back. Don't touch me. Are you mad? Those animals carry the plague. The plague is raging through the island. By the fates, you have it. Anyone who is infected with it is transformed into a murderous creature. Animals carry the disease in their bite, and you have been bitten. It is only a matter of time now. Why would I create such a nightmare? Of course it's true. They say the Dark Wizards created the disease to lay waste to Valdis's enemies. They are Valdis's greatest weapons. They're hundreds of years old and beyond evil. Long ago, they turned to a form of magic so evil, it destroys those who use it. They are slowly dying. It is said that they even ingest Voldane to keep the black magic at bay, which tortures them. They are horrible creatures, and they use their own suffering to fuel the wicked magic they cast. It is no tale for you live it. Please, you must leave before you infect us all. Many have hoped that. Some believe the stories about the healing properties of the sacred waters within the elven shrine. Others accept their fate and enter the exile colony. I will not quench the hope that burns in your breast, but be aware that many have tried to reach the shrine, and none have returned. Travel past the Morden Towers until you reach the Elven Ruins. You'll find the shrine there. There used to be a shorter route but became overrun with the Haku, and we had to block it off. Take this vial. Use it to hold the elven waters if you reach the shrine. Here are your things. Goodbye. I weep for your fate. Go on, leave. Go to the elven shrine past the Morden Towers if you cling to hope of survival. Go on, leave.
You may have traveled far, but I will wager you have not encountered the kind of terrible beasts that I have dealt with. You may have...
I have heard a tale or two in my time and can recite many stories of old. I am full of years, but my memory is still youthful. The island is quite large and completely covered by jungle. There are many caves, most inhabited by various dangerous creatures. There is a much larger land to the northeast where the elves and humans live. They call it Arana. Greyland's trees give us nuts and fruit, and its rivers give us water. We were happy and content here until Valdis and his armies came to harass us. We Dryads have lived on this island for many generations. The elves tell us that we were created during an ancient magical storm of sorts long ago. I do not know if that is true, but they also tell us that much of the mainland is a desert. We must live among the trees, so perhaps our mystical friends are correct. My sister Dryads trade with the elves and men. Our carvings and weavings are in demand, and we receive in return objects of metal and magical texts. Of late, they have been teaching us smithing, a dangerous art for those who live in a city of trees. The island is quite large and completely covered by jungle. Greyland's trees give us nuts. Ireland was built in the time of my mother's mother. Before that, Our people lived among the ancient ruins in the jungle. Something was causing the jungle creatures to become more dangerous, so we sought to build homes in the trees where we could be safe. Our first attempts were disastrous, but soon the elves came to us and offered their help. We chose this location because it is near a sacred water source, and it is near the Temple of the Coast, which the elves say is important. The temple was built long ago to hold an ancient artifact of great power. The elves have an artifact that is much like it. We tried our best to protect it, but Valdis was too strong for us. It is in his possession now. The Haku have always been troublesome. Occasionally they steal our food and throw rocks at our children. And one time they even set fire to Irulan, although that may have been accidental. Mostly, they keep to the deep jungle and play their drums in the bowels of the darkest caves. Lately, they have become more bloodthirsty and have begun openly attacking our outposts. They never had the courage to do this before. I think that someone is goading them into it. Elven scholars used to come to our island in great numbers to study the ruins. They believed they were built by an elven tribe that lived on Greyland long ago. Of course, now that no one can go into the jungle without an armed escort, many of them have stopped coming. A few of them didn't want us to use catapults against the Morden armies because we might hit something important in the shrine. I told them that my city and my people are more important than a pile of mossy rocks stacked by some long-forgotten elf. They were very upset when Valdis destroyed the Temple of the Coast, but I reminded them that if they had lent a few more soldiers to help defend it, the tragedy might not have happened. The elves seem to be more concerned with the past than the present. A Scath once came to Irulan. He wore a strange golden helm, but I could see his beady eyes within. He wanted to inspect the artifact in the Temple of the Coast to see if it was genuine. When I told him we didn't even know what it was, he said, "It is better so." I took him to see it. The instant he laid eyes upon it, his fur stood all on end. It looked rather funny. "This is not what I was looking for," he said. "This object is far more powerful than that I am seeking. Guard it well and keep it a secret. For if those with power hear that you have it, your fate will be a dark one." He went back to the mainland soon after that. I wonder what he was looking for. The elves tell us that Arana is many times larger than Greyland, and that the whole continent is a wasteland except for the forests they inhabit. The Azunite Desert is the part of Arana that is closest to Greyland, and it is a dusty place of thorns and rocks. Our human friends come from there. The humans tell us that it was once part of the Empire of Stars and is filled with old imperial roads. They use these roads for travel where they can, but many of them have worn away or were destroyed in the catastrophic event the elves call Terminar. The desert is also home to the Scath and many other creatures, mostly hostile. The humans have built many fortresses in the desert. Windstone is one of these. They say that it is constructed within a narrow canyon, with defenses tunneled into the canyon's walls, and a temple to their goddess of war, Ziria, at the canyon's end. They claim that the fortress is completely impregnable. Our human friends claim to be descended from citizens of the Empire of Stars. Their ancestors built great cities and fortresses whose ruins can be...
Greetings. Are you still curious about how to get quests?
Have you made your funeral plans? How should we bury you? Or maybe you'd like us to burn your corpse, as is the Dryad custom. If you say so, personally, I think we should put you out on the river in a flaming raft. That would be something.
We maintain an exile colony for a reason. Go there and stop risking all of our lives. Ugh, get away before you infect us all. Surely you were warned about the dangers of the jungle animals. Go back to the jungle before you spread your illness to the rest of us. We maintain an exile colony.
Go away, you. I have no wish to acquire a wretched jungle illness. So what's your story, stranger? On second thought, I'm not really that interested. Sick, huh? Well, don't give it to me. Go away, you. I have...
Take care in the jungle. There are horrors out there, the likes of which you've never imagined. Take care in the jungle. There are horrors out there, the likes of which you've never imagined.
No one may enter the southern jungle until we find out more about this plague. That includes you. Look, the gate is big, sturdy, and exceedingly locked. Go do whatever it is you should be doing. How many times do I have to tell you? Get out of here before I start using you for target practice. How many times do I have to tell you? How many times?
I will sell you a pet, but only because when you die of the plague, it will be able to find its own way back. I'll answer that, but keep your distance. Pets come from other worlds. They can be brought here and tamed when a nature mage opens a rift that temporarily connects our world to theirs. It is a dangerous business, this, and no wise nature mage would do so alone, lest the creature that wanders through attack the caster. Put that down! Stop touching things or get out! A rift is a gate to another world through which living things may pass. Some nature mages know the locations of some rifts, and even use them to supply merchants such as myself with stock. But as I said, it is a risky business. Some creatures can be much more powerful than others. You are getting too close. Stand back. I have only ever heard of the most powerful nature mages mastering the pet trade. Rift magic is dangerous both to our world and the one on the other side. In fact, a nature mage who supplies some of my stock is looking for an assistant. It's too dangerous to handle alone. Alas, nothing unusual, sickly one. But I have been trying to acquire some dire wolves lately, ever since I discovered they existed. What a magnificent addition to my shop they would be. Have you heard of them? I once thought of them as mere legend, until I came upon a group of mages in the forest trying to tame some null beasts. A profitable business, mind you. Well, suddenly a large blue wolf emerged through the mage's rift. Before the mages could react, one of them was dead, and the gnawed beasts had all been torn to ribbons. The remaining mages destroyed it, but it was a fierce and costly battle. There is a noteworthy mage living here in Iruland named Rokar. He knows how to obtain a dire wolf, but I have not had time to visit him. Track him down and tell him that I am interested in obtaining a dire wolf specimen for my shop. If you don't run off, I'll make it worth your while. Excellent. Rokar can often be found talking with historian Erisu in the Great Hall. A dire wolf would certainly help my business. Please keep on the lookout for one. I expect that Rokar will be able to assist you. He should be with the historian in the Great Hall. But mind you, keep your infected hands to yourself. I need him healthy. In the meantime, what do you want? Certainly. What would you like to know? To be honest, business picked up for a short while once the Morden started attacking our shores. It has settled down again, though. I'd prefer it that way if it meant no more Morden. Rokar will be poring over old manuscripts with the historian if you are seeking him. I hope you will be able to capture a dire wolf with him. What a boon to business that would be. In the meantime, certainly. What would you like to know? They are tamed either by the nature mages who open the rift,
or by one such as myself. It's a dangerous business, but with the right skills, it can be done.
I never should have signed on with the Morden. They promised so much, but it was all lies. Compared to working for them, this is paradise. I never should have signed on with the Morden. They promised...
Better to have some employment than to sit rotting in a cell. It's a pleasure to work on these well-constructed walkways. Better a living dog than a dead dragon, I say. Besides, the Dryad women don't spit at you the way the Morden do, and they're a lot easier to look at. Thank Ziri I'll have another chance to fight again someday. Of course, it will be on the other side next time. Better a living dog than... Thank Ziri. Better to have some...
The warden says that if I do what she says, she'll allow me to train with the nature mages here. I hope so. The Dryads are world famous for their nature magic skills. I don't think I'll ever join the army again, for anything. Perhaps I'll become a healer. I never should have signed on with... The warden says that if I do it...
Greetings, stranger. Do I detect the accent of Amanlu in your speech? I visited there once in happier times. It was my poor daughter's favorite place. No, my daughter is lost to me, killed by those foul Morden beasts when they took the Temple of the Coast. Perhaps. My daughter was young when we last visited the elves' fair town of Amanlu. She pestered me for days for one of those curiosities their craftsmen make. But we were poor, and I refused. Now that she is gone, I would give anything to grant her wish, even if she will never see it. Aye, something to remember Amanlu by. I do not have much to reimburse you with, but perhaps you will find this of use, for bartering purposes. I make these dolls for a living, though there have been so few children lately that they barely support me. You have my thanks. When next you are in Amanlu, be on the lookout for some sort of memorabilia. Please find some sort of memorabilia from Amanlu. Anything to lighten the heaviness in my heart. Please find some sort of memorabilia from Amanlu. I hear you have earned the trust of Warden Celia. Not an easy task, to be sure. You must be very capable to have managed it. I could use your help if you care to earn some coin. Good choice.
Now listen closely. Beyond those ugly towers the Morden have built on the western ridge lies an ancient elven shrine. Inside, there is rumored to be a secret vault containing the sapphire of the elves. If the rumors are true, this is truly a relic of historical importance. My sources tell of a secret mechanism you must discover to gain entrance to the outer vault rooms. Once you have done that, the inner vault itself is opened with a series of weighted rocks that need to be positioned correctly. I'm sure you can figure it out. Ah, my treasure-hunting adventurer has returned. Have you succeeded in recovering the sapphire? Well, keep trying. I'm sure you shall succeed eventually.
We are watching you closely. If you look like you're about to sneeze, I will kill you where you stand. Be gone. If you look like you're about to sneeze, if you think to... We are watching. You dare to touch me? Take your plague-ridden fingers to the exile colony where they belong.
Stop distracting me. I'm sure the Sapbloods will have some horrible punishment awaiting if I don't repair this on time. I hate this wretched jungle. The dampness sucks the energy right out of me. I'm a fighting man, not a carpenter. I hope that warden ends up dancing on Ziria's spear. Stop distracting me. I'm sure...
You may have traveled far, but I will wager you have not encountered the kind of terrible beasts that I have dealt with. Ah, the direwolf. A rare and exotic creature. They are similar to mundane wolves, but are distinguished by their bright blue fur. They are many times more powerful and aggressive as well. In their natural environment, they hunt gnawl beasts, which is how they were first discovered. When mages open rifts to capture gnawl beasts for taming, a direwolf occasionally wanders through, much to everyone's discomfort. Oh, is that all? My, she doesn't expect much. Well, a test to my abilities is always welcome. But I will need accompaniment. There will be gnawl beasts to contend with, as well as Morden Growl mages, who often patrol the rift locations. If that doesn't frighten you, join me, and I'll attempt it. What say you? Good. Head out the south gate. Follow the path as if you were going to the exile colony. Just past the ruined amphitheater, leave the path and go to the riverside to the north. Cross the footbridge and enter the small cave on the other side. There is a short tunnel. Go through it. On the other side, the rift will be directly in front of you. Take care of the Morden in the area, and I will meet you there.
I would like to be alone if you...
Sorry, no beds for plague victims. Please leave quickly. You'll drive off customers. Sorry, no beds for... Sorry. The Warriors Guild Pack states that one of your standing may add a 4th seat to your party roster, but you must be charged a one-time fee for it. Do you wish to add a 4th seat to your party? I see from the way you're
no decent recruits to be found here. And what's worse, while my own squadron finds glory and riches in battle, Soldier Jordan is languishing in this backwater town seeking phantoms. Pshaw. If that wasn't enough, these leafheads don't even eat decently, let alone fight right. I'd give near anything to taste red meat again. The bloodier the better. That is a statuette of Ziria. I've had time enough on my hands to carve a few more of them. These sap bloods may not be able to tell Ziria from Elendil, but my art will fetch a fair price when I rejoin my unit. I'd be willing to give that statue to you in exchange for some fresh meat. This dryad diet of leaves and insects does not agree with me at all.
This establishment is no place for victims of the plague. Please leave quickly.
Go away, you. I have no wish to acquire a wretched jungle illness.
You don't appear to have any disease symptoms. If those dryads are as poor with medicine as they are with history, you probably have nothing to worry about.
The Dryads say you have some disease. Maybe that explains why you joined Valdis. You were feverish.
Sit and have some ale with me, friend.
I have seen the filth of Morden camps. I suspect this disease is something you contracted from your former commanders.
You're going to find an ancient elven shrine, are you? The Dryads should have told we elves about it so we could study it. You don't appear to have any disease symptoms. If those Dryads are as poor with medicine as they are with history, you probably have nothing to worry about.
Wanna play?
Greetings. I have some secrets to share with you. Have you noticed that all the creatures you have encountered are listed in your journal? It's a...
Do you know where you are going? The blacksmith?
Keep your distance. I will not have you spreading your plague to my charges. Take yourself to the exile colony before you infect us all.
I miss the peaceful days when one could walk from one side of Graylin Isle to the other without a care to the wind.
You've certainly convinced me of your worth. I wish you the best on your journey home, friend.
Don't let this calm fool you.
Welcome to Bernard's office.
No one may enter the southern jungle until we find out more about this plague. That includes you. Look, the gate is big.
Greetings. Here to look at the sanctuary doors?